So, okay, we're going to give stuff and then
There will be right entry.
yeah.
You can't hear it which line.
Yes, which for the judges. So,
Yeah.
so the game will now come to order. We're going to do the roll call again officially, because we have four. Okay.
Algeria, Austria, China, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary. Guys, please be quiet. Hungary, Iran, Indonesia, Malaysia, Namibia, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, South Africa, South Korea, Spain, Switzerland, Taiwan, Tunisia, Thailand, Turkey, UK and Ireland, US and Grenada. President.
Okay, any country that comes in now is not allowed to vote anymore. We have formed with?
61.
Okay.
Algeria, China.
Okay, is there someone from the secretary who would like to help us give the microphone to delegates that want to speak so we can hear everyone properly? Is there a volunteer?
No, I need to plug my PC. Is there no plug there? No. How did it said where you were and also next to my plug pin. Oh no. Is this dead or what? It's dead. Yeah.
Okay, first item on the agenda is the nomination of the executive committee. We currently have 3 nominations and 1 officer already elected. Nominations are now open. At this point in time, are there any other nominations for the exco? Any nominations for exco at this point in time? Who? Sorry? Tom? I can't see Tom. Oh, Tom and Corinne also in? Okay, Tom? Okay. Vera Gonzalez? Okay. For ERO. Kelly?
Karina, IVSA Malaysia. I'd like to nominate Tom Merton from IVSA Germany as committee coordinator.
Sorry, Vera, do you accept?
Yeah, I accept.
Tom, do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. Any other nominations at this point for the Exco? Okay, nominations are now closed. Nominations for Secretariat are now open. Are there any nominations? Please. Okay, Leonie, do you accept? Okay. Ooh. Are there any other nominations? Maggie?
I'd like to nominate Miriam Van Salen.
Maggie, do you accept? Are there any other nominations for Secretariat? Kiki?
I would like to nominate Meg from IVSA Taiwan.
Can you repeat the name a little bit louder, please?
Meg, like, we decided to use it.
Okay. Do you accept? Thank you. Any other nominations for Secretariat? Yes, sorry, it's a big group. Vera? Okay. Sarah, do you accept? Any other nominations for Secretariat? I don't know how to spell your name, so I have to tell me a little bit. Any other nominations for Secretariat? Okay, nominations are now closed. Nominations for Trust are now open. Are there any other nominations for the Trust at this point in time? There are no nominations. Nominations are now closed. So just a reminder, so nominations for all the IVSA officials will close in GA4. Presentations will also be in GA4 on the 31st of August. You need to fill in a nominee form, which I'll also put on the Facebook page and the website, and send it to election@ivsa.org. Okay. Okay, nominations for committee chairs are now open. Are there any nominations? Clara.
Klappers from IVSA Austria. I would like to nominate Caroline Hulstra, IVSA Netherlands, for second committee mandat.
I received an email from Caroline confirming that she accepts the nomination. Does she have to send me something?
Yes, it's happening. Yes, in an email.
Okay, good. Are there any nominations for committee chair? Sia? Go be yourself. Okay. Michael accepts. We'll also request an email confirmation from him as well. Okay, are there any nominations for committee chairs? Hearing no more nominations, nominations are now closed. Nominations for symposium a year and a half away. We currently have a nomination from South Africa. Are there any other nominations at this point in time? Hearing no nominations, nominations are now closed. Nominations for Congress 2 years away. We don't have any nominations yet. We'll actually vote on this during the next PA, which is Special General Assembly. Are there any other nominations at this point in time? Okay, hearing no nominations, nominations are now closed. We continue with the agenda. Okay, so yesterday we started with the treasurer proposal, and we postponed change number 3. So we accepted 1, 2, and 4. So we're gonna, the chair would like to enter the motion to untable change number 3 from the bylaw amendments. Any objections to untabling? Hearing no objections, motion has passed. Okay, so the motion on the table at this moment is to replace the first table of the section membership and membership fees. So put in both tables so you can see the difference. So currently we work with the old table, which is also has a GDP factor and divides percentages. The new table proposed will make a bigger differentiation for the really lower GDP countries. So that they'll fit out a little bit more, so that the really, really low ones will get more benefits from this system. Is this a little bit clearer now that you see both tables next to each other? I'm guessing it is. Thomas has also uploaded the Excel sheets on Facebook, if you've had a chance to see it. Which is here, as you can see, the titles. So this is the membership, the MO, their status, what is not really relevant. So this is their GDP. This is the GDP factor they got, the number of members, the size factor, and their fee in 2015. Where's the table? Okay, so you can see the size factor and the size factor, the number of members, the income factor here, and then the fee they had. And with the new system, you will see the GDP, the size factor, and the fee. So you will see that for the lower ones, so all the ones that are lower ones, it's going to be a little bit lower. The bigger ones in the higher GDP factors will get a little bit more. But relatively speaking, it's not as much more as it is less for the low GDP countries. So as you can see, it does change a bit. You must also consider that these are, the numbers are with the newly updated amount of members. So some chapters also change their members, so it's not only if they have to pay a lot more, it's also because they have more members now than they had before. Okay, are there any questions or comments? Fine, yeah.
Brian Jokum with IVSA SAGMA. Do we know how this would affect the overall budget? Like, does he
Yes.
figured out what it would be this year, what it would be next year with the new system?
Thomas,
No, we have to decide
your
on
name and your country,
the,
please.
we have to decide on the base figures. However, we can see the sum of the fees, if you want, in the end. So this is with the old numbers. So Maybe if you go on the left a bit. On the top, total fee, do you see with the red letters? There's no, this one.
So this one compared to.
So we managed to earn more money.
But it's also because there is the amount of members per MO also changed compared to last year.
It's the information of last year. What the information for 2015-16.
Did you use for both? So for the fee in 2015 and this new fee, did you use the same amount of members?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an example to see with the same information, the same GDP, the same amount of members, what the numbers will be. I could have used any amount, any random numbers. We just want to see how
Okay.
it will affect.
So what happens is if you're a low GDP country, let's say your fee was 22 and now your fee will be 11, so we'll use 11 euros. But if you're a really high GDP country and your fee was 700 euros, but you now get 750, which is not a big of a change, you still get more money because you lost 11, but you're gaining 50. So that's why you're kind of compensating with that. So some of the bigger countries will pay a little bit more, but in comparison, it's not as much money on top of the amount that they have now. Whereas for the low GDP countries, because the fees already so low, they're not using that much money with it. But it makes a big difference to them. That's a good question. Are there any other questions or comments? Okay, there are no more discussion. Are there any objections to accepting the motion? If you want to vote on it, just say if you have an objection. Okay, here are no objection, motion has passed. Okay, the second part of the motion of change number 3, the chair would like to entertain a motion to replace the second table of the section, just replace the first table, to replace the second table of the section membership fees with the following table. This is about the size factor. Okay, so currently the fee is based on the GDP factor, but also on the size of the MO. But the groups of the sizes are a little bit big, so that's why we're going to propose a new table to kind of still make a difference between the really small chapters and the little bit less smaller chapters. So we just kind of rearrange some of the groups and added the 0 points. I don't know if you that. Okay, motion is now on the table. Are there any questions or comments about this table? Okay, are there any objections to accepting the motion on the floor? Hearing no objections, motion is passed. Thank you very much. Okay, next amendments. The chair would like to entertain a motion to replace the words November and symposium with March and Congress, respectively in the section termination of membership, active membership status. So the new section will read, a member will be considered active if they have paid by March 1st of the current financial year or the end of the application period for the Congress of the current financial year, whichever comes first. Okay. So the reason for this is currently we're giving our members the chance to pay until November or the end of the application period of symposium. So this is quite fast after the 1st of September, which is the start of the current financial year. Most of the NO boards actually switch in September, so they do elections for EO and president then. So for the new board, it's really difficult to collect the money from all the members this quickly. So to give them more time to learn their tasks and get used to their MO and how everything works and then pay their fee. It will also give the treasurer more time to actually get the payments in time, which So currently it says November, but I think that some of you who are in charge of paying the fee know that that doesn't really happen very often. So at symposium we're always struggling with people that would like to attend, but the MO hasn't paid the fee yet. So to kind of prevent it and make sure that we're always doing it according to the bylaws and that everyone can attend, we want to change it to this. Are there any questions or comments? Are there any objections to approving the motion on the floor? Yes, we moved it. Here's no objection, motion is passed. Okay, so since we've changed the financial, kind of the membership term, the next motion is the chair would like to entertain a motion to add at the end of the section membership the following sentence: the membership term is from 1st of February until the 31st of January. Okay, and the motion is now on the floor. Are there any questions or comments on this motion? Okay, hearing no discussion. Are there any objections to accepting the motion on the floor? Hearing no objection, motion is passed. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to replace point 6 of the section membership application for membership and member organization with the following sentence. Once a member organization's application has been approved and the member organization has paid the membership fee, they shall be granted the status of candidate member organization. In case the member organization does not pay the fee within 4 weeks from the end of symposium or the congress during which the MO has been accepted, the application has to be reapproved at the following GA. Okay, motion is now on the floor. Are there any questions or comments? Any questions? Yeah, okay. Are there any objections to approving the motion on the floor? Hearing no objection, motion has passed. Okay, last one of this section. The chair would like to entertain a motion to replace the word symposium with the Congress in the 5th point of this section, application for membership, member organizations. So the new section will read, any member organization accepted by the General Assembly held at an IVSA Congress will only pay an amount equal to half of the annual membership fee. Because they have to pay the fee again in February, so there's only 6 months left. Okay. Questions on the floor? Are there any questions or comments on this? Vicky? Yes, but because we changed the payment system from November to March, we switched everything 6 months. So it's no longer a symposium, because then it's going to pay a full year. Because symposium is usually around January, so they're paying February, and then they pay February the year after. So now we have to switch it to Congress, so that's fine. Are there any other questions or comments? Okay. Are there any objections to approving the motion on the floor? Hearing no objection, motion has passed. Okay, next bylaw amendment. Let me revisit. So current situation is that we have 2 live meetings for the Expo in addition to the meetings that we have during the IVSA Congress and the IVSA Symposium. So usually the Expo has a meeting in October, November, and somewhere in May. These meetings take about 12 hours, just so you have a little bit of an idea of what they actually do. But in the current bottle situation, each Expo officer pays for half of their own travel expenses. And we found a problem with this year because it's very unfair. For example, we had our live meeting in Milan, which was the cheapest option for everyone. But for example, the chair's travel expenses, half of them, what I would have to pay would have been 70 euros, whereas Samantha would have had to pay 450 euros, which is unfair because we both have an equal right to attend the meeting. So what we have done now is we've added all the costs of everyone together, split it by half, and make everyone pay the same amount. So this makes it more fair for everyone, gives everyone an opportunity to be on Expo and be part of the meetings. Because right now we're only allowing people with a more wealthy background to do this, and we feel like that's not something that we want to do. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to replace half with partial in point 8 of the executive committee, meaning of the executive committee expenses. So the new bylaw will read, should they attend live meetings in addition to the 4 mandatory live meetings, each member of the Expo shall be reimbursed partially for the travel expenses at a minimum cost rate from the IVSA Central Fund for attending no more than 2 such additional live meetings. Okay, so the 4 mandatory live meetings are the first handover meeting after you get elected at Congress, the meeting at Symposium. The first meeting you have at Congress, and then the handover meeting you give to the new Expo. So those are the 4. And then there are the 2 additional that I just spoke about. So an explanatory comment will be added to explain how the amount will be divided, which is here, which is what we also sent to you in the past. I don't really want to read out everything. What it basically means is that we're going to try to give everyone will get reimbursed the same amount. They have to pay the same amount. Sorry, they have to pay the same amount, similar to what we did this year. So everyone will have to pay, I think we all paid 150 euros or 200 euros, something like that. So it's the same as that's the system that we want to use now. Are there any questions or comments? Yeah.
Friendly amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could replace the words in brackets that we want to replace.
What do you mean? In this one?
No, yeah, I mean, it should be like, I don't know if my method would be, but it should be like, by half off, replaced with partially more.
This one replaced with?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary to change it in this context, but if we would just replace half with partial.
Okay, so that's another thing. Yes. So currently we set a budget for attending a live meeting, which is always a lot higher than the money we actually spend. So what we want to do is set a lower budget that will allow for reimbursements, but it could potentially be more than half. So because for instance, my travel costs were, no, it's easy to use studies. So Sammy's costs were 900 euros, but we all paid them out of 200 euros. So she also paid 200. That means that she kind of got reimbursed for 700 out of the 900 euros, which is more than half. So if you leave half in it, then she did something illegal, kind of. So that's why we want to change this. So if you guys want to accept this, we're going to have to switch everything back and we will have her pay for it. Just so you know what you're doing. No, I was kidding. But it really depends on, so I didn't get reimbursed at all, I had to pay extra. And Sammy will get more than that. You see, so it's different per person, that's why we say partial. Yeah? Melissa?
Melissa Jerome, I think what Tom is trying to say is that the motion itself, the wording in the motion, isn't actually what's getting put into it.
Oh, that's...
So it says partially for, but the motion is
want to change this to
Partially.
That's new. But that wasn't what Tom was trying to say. Oh, this is what misunderstanding. Okay. Does this count as a friendly amendment?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Nandi? Are there any questions or comments? Are there any objections to approving the motion on the floor? Okay, motion is passed. Thank you very much. Okay, so when we talk about the budgets for next year, please pay attention to the amounts put in for the live meetings because it's got to change a little bit now. So just pay attention to that. Okay, next, more about amendments. It's the last one, but it's cute. So the first change, the committee and the working group chairs do not get any reimbursement to attend the congresses and symposium, whereas the EXCO, the trust, and the secretariat do. And EXCO feels like the chairs of the committees and the working groups do just as much work as, for instance, secretariat, trust, and EXCO, depending on the chair and the EXCO member. So it should be fair that they should also get reimbursed if they also do work at the Congress, like the EXCO and the secretariat. So we want to put in a motion with an explanatory comment that the reimbursement will only be given if the chair actually attends the meetings, gives reports to the GA. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to add to the following section at the end of committees and groups. Expenses. The chairman of the IVSA committees or groups or designee approved by the EXCO shall be reimbursed €200 for their travel expenses at a minimum cost rate from the IVSA Central Fund for attending the Congress at the end of the term of the committee or group. Okay, motion is now on the floor. Are there any questions or comments on this motion?
Nelson South IVSA Portugal. But trust and secretariat are reimbursed for how much?
For Congress, it's full.
It's full.
Yes, because we have the EXCO meeting there and we also have the handover meeting. So they have to hand it over to the new secretary and the new trust, and that's why they get reimbursed for that.
So, but then if you're saying that they deserve this because they work just as much, shouldn't it be exactly as trust and secretariat?
They do?
No, but I'm saying then why just the 200?
Oh.
Instead of the full, why not exactly like trust and secretariat?
Yeah, it's purely a budget issue that we have now. That we're already spending a lot of money on travel expenses and that type of thing. That we didn't want to make the cost this big straight away and getting such a big amount. That's why we have half. But we do feel like we should try and support them at least with something, and that's why we have half of the fee. Like EXCO secretariat get half of their fee reimbursed as well. That's why we have half of the fee situation. It's €200 is usually half of the fee. Akil?
Akil Gina, IVSA Exco. One of the other factors that play in is because Secretariat's Trust and Exco there's a set number, while working groups, chairs, and committees, etc. We created, I think, 2 more now. Oh, sorry. Okay. One of the other reasons is the Exco, the Secretariat, and the Trust, they all have a set number. They all have 8 people each. While the committees, we're always adding and taking out committees, so there could be a point where there's like 20 committees, for instance, there could be that instance. And then you're going to have 20 committees that have full reimbursements, and I guess they will be completely broke. So that was the reason. I mean, this is something that's always able to change, but for now we wanted to give the chairs something, because they do a lot of work, working with them over the course of the year. They do an insane amount of work, a lot of meetings and that, and they do deserve to be here because they do have reports to give as well, and it helps with the handover as well. Okay.
Anna?
I'll try IVSA. And in another point, guys, as you know, we always say, try IVSA for the next one. Yeah. So, you know, we always saying we should be more scientific and focusing on veterinary education and scientific activities. Since we can just make it with the committees, and as you said, like yesterday night, of course, we have the social activities. Committees are like the scientific part. And every day we are having more committees. It means more chair and more area and committee coordinator is not able to give like fair information to all of you about all committees because he or she is not a superman or super lady. And so we should do that, and we can have at least the committee chairs if they are close to the country of the Congress, and they can come and they can just tell their committee activities face to face and they can make the presentation. So I think this is the most important then decision about response.
Sandy?
So you said the reason we don't reimburse them 400 euros for the stage is a budget issue. So my question basically is, we cannot budget a full to add not as many working groups there are at the stage, and we're planning to add more and more, as in George said, can we afford to include every one of those
You think it's going to put 200 euros?
for all of them?
Yes. I just say about it. But we also approved that, actually, we approved this on the next week. Yes, if you reimburse travel expenses, that will come down to everything together could be around 1,000 euros per chair, depending on the location. And if you do it for 6 chairs, then you have 6,000 euros in your budget that you have to spend. And that's kind of not realistic, but we still feel like there deserve some support. Kiki?
Everyone equal amount of money, and for example, if I was a chair and I was struggling here, it would cost me like nothing if I could get reimbursed 100 euros. But if someone from the US would come, then like there would still be enough that I was doing. So I was wondering how we can
Okay, Kiki said that we did the previous parliament to make it fair for everyone, and that by not giving, if I'm interpreting right, if we're not giving them full travel reimbursement for the travel expense, that we're still not really making it fair because we are giving it, because some people that are from a country that's close to Congress can more easily attend than chairs that are from a country that's far from Congress. Correct? Wait, sorry. Is there anyone who would like to speak for the first time? Joe?
During this month, UK and Ireland, it's not a friendly amendment, but my suggestion, I can speak loud enough, for them to hash the part that says travel expenses, because this is what's opening it to misinterpretation, is people are saying travel expenses, and that has a factual order of where they're from, so if that in that nation, if you completely remove the travel part, it's expenses, which would be their Congress fee for attending, because that's what's opening it to misinterpretation, is putting the word travel.
Okay.
It's not from the amendment, sorry.
But then you have to make a motion.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want me to entertain a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, the chair would like to entertain a motion to amend the motion to remove the word travel from the sentence.
During this month, UK and Ireland, so good.
Exactly.
Any questions or discussion on amending the motion, not the motion itself, amending by taking out the word travel? Are there any objections to the amendment to the motion? hearing no objections, motion has passed.
No, the amendment has passed.
Yes, but that's also a motion.
But I would
The
like
motion to amend has passed.
Oh, sorry.
It's still a
Yeah,
motion.
sorry. Yeah. I don't know if I can.
Okay, we're back on discussion of the motion. Alex en heel wat van de people dat wordt gesproken. Thomas?
Panos Galazzanos IVSA Expo. I'm not very fan of the new change because it's quite new. And I would like it's loud. I think. Can you hear me?
It's muted at the top. You have to switch the button, no, the top of the little box. Can you?
Yes. So I would like to propose.
At the top.
Can you?
See? At the top.
So I would like to propose an amendment so that the section will read the chairman of IVSA committees or group or designee approved by the expo shall be reimbursed for half of the fee of the Congress. Is it better? Because it's like they're also getting supported, and it's in the same type of support we do for the other officials. So creating a new type of expenses. We have travel expenses now, we have just expenses. This may create some issues because it's way too broad.
Yeah.
So I would simply want the reason of this amendment is to support the chairs. We can just change the way IVSA supports them. And we can afford the higher fee, the higher amount should the fee be. I think it's lower than 200. We can give all of the fee. So would you like to?
Okay, so when it comes to the fee, then it will really differ on what the fee is of Congress. So, for instance, the fee in Romania was 300, it's 340. Romania fee 340, and the fee for Austria is 400. So you'll get less money for attending Congress than you will get for attending the Congress here than you get for the Congress attending in Romania. So that's the reason why they put a fixed amount so that every chair will always get the same each year. But it is a very fair point in the rest of the bylaw we mentioned half of the registration fee or travel expenses. So it is more in line with the bylaws to have half of the registration fee. That is correct. You have already spoken, so I have to ask if there's someone else who'd like to speak first. And if not, then it's first Emil, then Alex, then Thomas. Unfortunately.
Guys, I'm not for IVSA. First of all, just really, if we wish we had a lot of money and I could remorse with all our officials, full reimbursement to every Congress. But unfortunately, there is realities in this life and we call them money. So, but I don't know, did we think our committee, for example, we have 6 committees working group and we budgeted 1,200 euros. So if there's just 3 chairmen attending that Congress, maybe like line meetings they can say 400, 400, 400. So it could help them. You understand what I mean?
But that's also unfair to if there's more people the next year, then they only get 200 because there's more allowed. They have put in just as much work as the chairs the year before them. So it will create a really difficult discussion as well. Andre?
Sorry, louder, please.
Yeah, 1 second.
Michael.
Just give Jude some time to work on her legs before you speak. It mutes at the, okay, if this is the little thingy at the top, there's a bottom. For anyone
Okay. So, I would like to support what Panos said because I think it makes sense. Firstly, because the bylaws, as you said, and secondly, I mean, your point is fair that it will not be 200 every time, but on the other hand, I think it's fair. We are attending something new and we will support that with half of the people, like secretaries, for example. So I think that was the best solution for it.
Would you like to propose a motion?
Yeah.
Would you need to entertain a motion?
Yeah, sure.
So, Thomas, I need you to pay attention if I'm doing this correctly. The chair would like to entertain a motion to replace €200 for the travel expenses at a minimum cost rate with the words half of the registration fee.
You should take out.
$30 a month, probably. So
Any discussion on this motion? Alex?
Alexandra Souza, IVSA Portugal. But Secretariat and Trust still get some travel expense money as well, right? They get half the fee plus travel expenses. Yes, sorry. So I'm going to start over. Lou? So, we are talking about the registration fee that Secretariat and Trust only pay half, but then they also get extra money for the travel expenses. So, should we include something about that? Like, the IVSA treasurer will consider if it's possible to either reimburse them partially for the travel expenses, fully, I don't know. But it's still not the same as Trust and Secretariat if they get paid just half.
Yeah, that's very true. It's not the same as Trust and Secretariat. You could definitely do that if you want to add that to the bylaw. You have to make an amendment, and you could do that. By not putting it in the bylaws, it doesn't mean that it can't be done. So for the next budget, if, for instance, there's one committee budget left, they could still decide, okay, we want to reimburse travel expenses, but that's up to the extra. If you want to make that a permanent thing, that they always consider it, make sure that it's always discussed, then you can put it in the bylaw. You can also put it in the explanatory comments. Do you still want to speak again? Did you raise your hand, Joe?
No.
Okay. Any other, Melissa?
Let's go back to the music tab. Friendly amendment, can we add the word for
Yeah. No. Do we reimburse half of the registration? You don't have to. Then, do all the Americans agree that you want to do more? Because then you're in the top nine.
We also have the British who come here.
British. Four or no four? I think it's good. Okay. I don't really know. Okay, any other questions or comments? Alex, would you like to request the EXO to look into adding the comments?
Okay.
You don't have to, just if you want to make it a
comment, no one else wants to talk?
Is anyone else would like to speak? Has a question, comment? Joe? Don't run up to it.
I'll be okay, honestly. Joseph left IVSA UK and Ireland. I would be against your motion, mainly because of the fact that we have got different numbers of chairs, so you're opening the budget to a lot of instability of not knowing where people are going to come from.
Are you, just to clarify, when you say the motion, are you talking about the motion or are you talking about adding an explanatory comment?
The explanatory comment, sorry. Because you're opening the budget up to a lot of instability of amounts of money paid out, because we'll have more committee chairs in the future, whereas this is might come from anywhere around the world, and you could open it up to €10,000 worth of travel expenses, which is not what I personally would have the intent of.
Yeah. Thomas hasn't spoken on. Yes, we have. Sorry, I have to ask. Is there anyone else to send?
Samantha Ricci, IVSA ASCO. I would like to make a friendly amendment to change chairman to chairmen because it's all the chairs and that's yeah.
Okay, you will have to wait for the friendly amendment because we're currently on motion to change it to half the registration fee. So we're only talking about that bit. So afterwards, put them. Yes, Andre.
Andre is a much but I understand what Alexandra means. Like she wants to make it as far as possible, but at the same time, I think that this is already really good beginning of supporting the church. And if we are still now if the motion is to make it half of the fee now, Emma, the motion. So if I move the previous question, do I get to vote on that, or so I would like to move the previous question. No, is that it?
So that's nice. Now we're using different motions. I can explain it. Moving the previous motion means we're stopping debate and we're going to vote on changing half the registration fee. That motion, not the whole thing, just half the registration fee. So it needs to be seconded. And then that needs to be approved with a two-thirds majority, and then we will go back to the main motion. Or vote the motion, excuse me. Any objections to moving the previous question? Okay. That motion is passed. Now back to voting on changing it to half of the registration fee. Any objections to approving that motion? To go from €200 to half the registration fee. That's the only thing. Yes?
I do say hungry. I think it really opens up to a lot of unfair play if you keep it half the fee. For example, if I'm charging from hospital here, that's about €800. It would cost, I guess, €400 to bring me if I was chairman here.
The registration fee is a fixed number for all delegates. So your registration fee for here was €400, so you will get reimbursed €200. Do we need to exclude this? That's a fun fact.
Malcolm can see.
Just do that. Okay. Any other questions or we move to the previous question? Any objections to approving? Yes, I'm saying that now. Any objections to approving half of the registration fee? No, because any objections raise the hand. So any objections to approving the half of the registration fee amendment? Do you have an objection? If you have, we move to previous question, so we have to vote. So if you wanted to call, if you have an objection, we're going to do cooperative vote. Is that what you want to do? Because there's no more discussion allowed because we moved to previous question.
I would like to amend it. Should I do it now?
We have to vote.
Amend the amended.
But no, the only thing we can do now is.
Okay.
Wait, don't we have to?
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
I didn't say so. Andre didn't make a formal motion.
Thank you.
Yes, I said I moved to previous question. That's the formal motion.
Don't we have to vote?
He didn't make a formal motion.
He said I moved to previous question. That is a motion. Yes. No, you said I moved to previous question. It doesn't matter. It's not going to say move to previous question, then it's a motion. So the only thing we can do now is vote. If you have any objections, you want to cooperate and vote, then you can raise your hand. Otherwise, we're going to vote. Are there any objections to approving the amendments to motion to half the registration fee.
I'm sorry. Point of order. Are we voting on the
That's
fact
not a
that?
point of order, it's a
Point of information. Sorry. Sorry. So are we voting now on?
Are we? Are we voting on the fact that he wants to move to previous question? Because that also has to approve? That's already accepted.
It was accepted.
Yeah, I already asked any objections, nobody objections.
Okay. Sorry.
That's fine. Okay. Any objection to approving the amendment to the motion to changing it to half the registration fee instead of €200? There are no objections to the amendment to the motion as passed.
Samantha Marici, IVSA Exco, let's make a friendly amendment to change chairman to chairman.
Seconded. Don't need to second for the amendment.
Oh yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Thomas has unfortunately already spoken, so I'm going to have to ask if anyone else who hasn't spoken yet would like to speak first. Thomas, go ahead.
The microphone.
No. Sorry. First point, we need in the BIOS doesn't the chairman have to pay the central fund tax, so we need to include it here. And also, I would like to amend the amended motion, to read shall be reimbursed full of the registration fee, including the central fund tax.
If you move something, you have to use the exact word, so maybe think about it for a minute. What, do you have a point of order? Dr. John, I was excellent. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's continue.
What?
You would like to include the single contract, the comment that we always put in, excluding the central fund tax?
Including, because they have to pay. So if we don't include it here, we have to either make a new amendment on another point, which I don't know if it's possible.
Doesn't the registration fee for Congress always include the central fund tax according to the bylaws? So we don't have to specify this here. If we say half of the registration fee, that also already includes central fund tax.
It is the registration fee, and they have to pay 10% in addition to the fee. Am I right? On Congress Symposium Finance, so second point. So, my belief is that if we make it like this, first of all, the first point is to make it full reimbursement. The GA will have to think upon and decide. The second point is the central fund tax. And I think that if any amendment passes to be full of the registration fee to make it easier, for example, in Austria it was 400, which was 3.36 plus 20.
7. Oh no, sorry. 33.
And the rest is the tax. So, if Isaac, for example, who is a committee chair, if we use it now, the central fund tax would pay the 36 point whatever, and Isaac would have to pay the rest, the 20. So maybe we need, this is a parliamentarian inquiry, and also the GA must think if we want half of food. That's all.
Information, I would say point of order. Point of order being information. I must be a person.
Yes, I'm doing it. I'm writing it. So there's numbers and we're pets. The numbers
Can I point of information?
approximate because it's not correct. 360 goes to the OC, and 40 euros goes to the IVSA Central Fund. So, with this, he wants to propose that out of these 360 euros reimburse half, which is 180 euros. So the chairs have to pay the remaining 180 euros plus the 40 euro tax for the Central Fund. So that's what the member wants to make. And because this is quite complicated, he wants to propose we have to make an official motion for that. He wants to propose to make it full reimbursement because then you don't have this issue. This is what he just said. Is there still a point of information?
Yeah.
Anyone? I think it's...
I'm not sure I was
You can't address me, you have to address the chair, sorry.
Yes.
Oh!
You have to say point of order. You say point of order.
Okay, sorry. I really didn't get it because, I mean, IVSA is most to the chain man. Now, normally, we are not paying to the OC. I mean, OC is like kind of covering our half of fee. But right now, IVSA is covering to the chain man's half of their registration. So why we are not making this simple instead of this complicated? I mean, just they are paying to they are paying full fee to the OC, and OC is paying to the tax director central fund, and actually just coming to central fund for tax, and we are giving them the half of the fee. I mean, why we are not making this kind of simple and we are trying to make it complicated? And I'm not sure the next treasurer will be smart like you, sir.
What? Better be. What?
Would be better. Would be better.
Okay, thank
So,
you
point
for...
of information, is there any specific things that we are trying to
First, I think you've already spoken unfortunately, so you have to wait. I think...
Is everyone alright with this? I think,
Be quiet.
so I think that
So I think that the problem, I get your point, but I think that if we divide the fee equally, it's still more complicated because, as Spanish says, so there is a fee that you pay, but out of this fee, there is a percentage that goes to the central fund of IVSA. And then, this is the amount left, that's what is the amount that goes for the OC to organize economies. If you have the half of the fee, exactly the half, you also have the half of the amount that goes to the central tax fund, which is even more complicated. So, treasurers, and as opposed to treasurers, we are used to manage it. It's not anything complicated. It's just adding there that the central fund tax is going to be included in the reimbursement. That's it. Not complicated at all.
If we leave it like this.
No,
If we leave it half of the registration fee,
including the central fund tax.
so then it will be more than half.
No, it will be the full central fund tax and then divided.
Doesn't that mean that you divide the full registration fee exactly by half? Because if you, so let's say, so the 360 euros is the fee, divide that by half is 180. Then you divide the remaining 40 euros, which is central fund tax, by half, which is 20 euros, which is 200 euros, which is half the registration fee of 400 euros. Okay. I'm just going to explain it and then we probably will postpone. Yes, sorry. So, if the fee is 400 euros, the 360 euros go to the OC, from the chairman pays to the OC. And out of the 400 euros, 40 euros go to the central fund tax. So if you reimburse half of the fee for the OC, that's 180 euros. And then you say you also want to reimburse half of the central fund tax. So split it by half. Full. So that's what I mean. So they are reimbursed more than half of the registration fee.
I mean that they don't have to pay.
Yes, so then they would pay 180 euros plus 40 euros central fund tax.
They won't pay the central fund tax.
So they will only pay 180 euros.
Exactly. Because normally exco don't pay. And I think that as IVSA officials, it should be like more like manageable if the IVSA officials will pay central fund tax. It makes sense.
Yes, but then you have to put it differently because now we will pay from the central fund we will pay the remaining 220 and then we'll receive the 40 central fund tax back.
Have to change the number.
Excluding the central fund tax, if we're not taking it into capital. Okay, this is. Can everyone who wants to speak please raise their hand? Because this is everyone who wants to speak. Okay, you've all spoken already. Andre was definitely first, and then Thomas, and then Akil, and then go. Unless somebody else.
Okay, thank you. I mean, with secretaries now, they also have this thing with half the fee. And why can't we write it the same way the secretary said it?
So that would just mean, that would add excluding the central fund tax.
Point of order. The policy is covering that.
That's not point of order. Point of order is about the rules. Let's say that we vote without against the rules. Yeah. Do you want to continue, or you want to make an amendment?
Yeah, do I have to make a motion on the amendment, or do I have to do to edit that?
Okay. So, so the chair would like to entertain a motion to amend the motion by adding excluding the central fund tax after registration fee.
Okay, do I have a motion over here?
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. The chair would like to entertain a motion to amend by adding excluding the IVSA central fund tax. Entertain the motion. Okay. Motion is now on the floor. Are there any questions or comments? Only this excluding the central fund tax bill?
Fields in the IVSA Exco. The issue that's going to appear very soon is the central fund tax. Due to the next bylaw change, might be a changeable central fund percentage, and that is going to make it very difficult for okay, so if you guys look at the next bylaw change, which involves the central fund percentage, right now it's 10%, in the next bylaw change, it's a movable percentage depending on the number of delegates. And when we had discussed it, the people that wouldn't be paying central fund tax wouldn't count towards delegates, and it was a whole lot of different rules. So if you start changing the number of delegates and removing central fund percentages, it's going to mess with the OCs. It's going to mess with numbers, if they could drop tiers, etc. So I would make a motion to table. I'd like to make a motion to table this bylaw amendment.
You can't actually make a motion because the motion that, oh, you can,
Yeah,
you table everything.
Table the entire bylaw, and that tomorrow we'll come back with a full explanation and a vote.
Can you make an official motion, please?
Until Gina, I guess it's I move to table the motion until the next year.
Second.
Any objections to tabling this motion until the next year? If you have an objection, we're going to do card voting votes to prove this. Okay. Okay, first card voting vote. Your green card and your red cards. I'm so excited for this. Okay. What are your cards? Okay, pay attention please. All. Okay, please be quiet. So, the motion that we're voting on is if we're going to table this to tomorrow. So, no longer discuss this now, but discuss this tomorrow. Okay. Everyone in favor, raise your green cards. Oh, please hold them separately. Everyone against, raise your red cards. Okay.
Just all sit.
The favors have made motion as passed. We will be tabled. We will discuss it tomorrow.
When you clap for people, no, I like it. I like it, but I don't like it.
Okay, guys, please pay attention again. So, guys, please be quiet. Yeah. Okay, so next up we have the second change. Stop editing crazy people. The IVSA Central Fund Tax. So, I'm just going to read it out because it's quite a bit of things. So, one of the aims of the IVSA is to continuously expand and become a bigger organization. One of the keys to this objective is ensuring that larger congresses and symposia, like this Congress in Austria. Unfortunately, each delegate costs more than they pay in terms of the registration fee. Does anyone understand what that means? Okay. This means that the greater the number of delegates, the more funds that must be raised to cover the gap costs and the registration fee. So, do you also understand that? So, as such, EXO believes that the OC should receive assistance from the IVSA to expand Congress and suppose delegate numbers. Currently, 10% of each delegate registration fee goes to the central fund as central fund tax. So, for now in Austria, each delegate paid 400 euros. Out of that amount, 36.36 went to the central fund, and 363.64 went to the OC. Okay. See how experts are professional. Okay, back to the issue. So we would like to create a tier system so that the more delegates each Congress has in attendance, the less central fund tax they would have to pay. This will promote a larger Congress and symposium, which will ultimately benefit the delegates, since more of you will be able to come here, which is what you all want. So under the section Congress and Symposia, Congress and Symposium Finance, the current bylaw states each international delegate, except members of the EXCO, Secretariat or Trust, and the delegates from the United Nations, these developed countries will pay an additional 10% surcharge on the Congress or Symposium fee to the IVSA Central Fund. So, the Chair would like to entertain a motion to remove 10% in point 4 and add the following paragraph at the end of point 4 of the section Congress and Symposium Finances. The percentage of the additional surcharge will be determined according to the following tiers. Then there's two tables. So there's two tables where you can see that if there's more than a certain amount of delegates, the guys, please stop talking. The central fund tax will be lower, so it will be from 10 to 8 to 6%, and also for symposium. So if the total amount of the surcharge during the higher delegate number tier is lower than the total amount during the lower delegate number, then the maximum amount from the lower delegate tier is used. Okay, so just quickly explain this. It could be possible that if you pay the maximum out of the tier with 8%, you would have to pay, for instance, 1,000 euros to the central fund tax, but because you're adding 2 delegates, you will go up a tier, it will actually only be 800 euros. That's kind of just cheating with like 2 delegates, so then they will use the lower tier, which is the 1,000 euros. See what this means. Chair, entertain a motion. Okay, motion's on the floor. Are there any questions or comments?
No, wonderful.
You don't have to raise your hand. Any questions or comments on this change? Are there any objections to accepting the proposed motion? Hearing no objection, motion is passed. Okay.
Istanbul Victorians.
Okay, next up, just to make it in line with the rest of the bylaws, the chair would like to entertain a motion to remove 10% for point 13 of profits as opposed to accounting for finance. So, voice guys, please be quiet. So to read, the fee for these reserve places shall be 50% of the regular congress fee and shall not include the central fund surcharge. Entertain a motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments on this motion? Okay, are there any objections to accepting the motion on the floor? There is no objection, motion is passed.
I tried to turn off my Wi-Fi, but my laptop won't allow me to. Okay, then we have our last bylaw amendment for this
Point. So committees are only put into our bylaws if they've been established for 2 years and we think it's an area, a focus area that will be relevant for a long time. Currently we have the Animal Welfare Committee and the Standing Committee on One Health in our bylaws. The Standing Committee on Veterinary Education has been formed in Indonesia and therefore has existed for 2 years. EXCO strongly believes this is a very relevant topic, veterinary education, for the next, like, forever. So, the chair would like to entertain a motion to add the following section after the current section, committees and groups, Standing Committee on One Health, Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. The chairman of the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education shall be elected by the General Assembly. Any member of the IVSA may be nominated for the position of chairman of the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. I don't know if you can move.
Oh, yeah, she's not here. That's
Yeah.
right. Sorry.
Because you're a guest, you can speak.
I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Second, any questions or comments on this? Anyone who thinks veterinary education is useless? No. Any objections to approving the motion on the floor? Hearing no objection, motion is passed. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to recess for 15 minutes.
Second.
Any objections to recess? Okay, one comment. Before we leave this GA room before lunch, take everything that you took in out. Because if you all leave your cups in your bottles like yesterday, one person's gonna have to clean them over. Please take the trash with you when you leave the room, okay? Thank you. Recess.
So parliamentary inquiry. Oh, sorry.